Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Spiritual Ranch. I'm Shush, not the Awkward Oracle. Welcome to our channel. Welcome to our, I don't know, try not to be redundant, but, you know, it's just, I don't want to cuss either. I'm trying not to cuss in the first 5 minutes, I guess, is what they say, or 15 minutes if you want to get views. You're not supposed to cuss. So I'm going to say, man, Mitzi's over here. Mitzi, psst, out. You got a whole bunch of food over there. Knock it off, okay? Just walking to it, right? We're in the midst of it right now. We're in the midst of it right now, you guys. It's blast off. It really is. It's put your seatbelt on. We've been building up to this, you know, for a while, and so this is one of those deals, like a big abscess, kind of, you know, honestly, it's like big abscess that really it's coming ahead right now, and so it's gonna, you know what abscesses do, and that's just what it is. Pressure's gonna have to go. The rubber band's gonna have to snap, right? And so, and we're gonna watch it. We're gonna be a part of this ride. But anyhow, I've been working a lot on my place, you know, something I've been really focused on because I had just chaos, you know, and like those of you who are here watching the videos with me and understanding, you know, the lighting's horrible, but what it is, man. It's raining outside. I don't have electricity, but the you got y'all that resonate, you know. It's what it's been, you know. I've talked with lots of people at this point, plenty of people, especially up through YouTube, around the world, you know, who have been like, yeah, man, and it's also what resonates too, in the energies of the other readers, of course, other channels and stuff, and because that's the way the cosmos work, you know. It's what it is. It's the energies, you know. That's why it's easy to read cards once you realize that, you know. You don't worry about having to personalize it. Because it's not personal, you know, like that. It's affecting everybody. We're a collective organism when we all connect in a manner that is telepathic, you know. When we all connect in that way that is void of form, free and void of form, well, we can manifest that into the physical. And so we could communicate with our minds with each other. We could feel each other like an empath. You know, you really feel other people, you know, and except for it's like it's so hard to be an empath like that in the world with the format that it's in because of the usury, you know. It's like so many people are trying to get something from you, so they mask that shit, and so you as an empath, I didn't make it. I don't know how to cut it out of there either, so I'm just gonna go with it. I don't care, you know. I'm trying to work on it. It's goal, right? New Year's goal resolution, you know. So it's not a big whoops, but whatever, man. You know, we think we have freedom of speech, but like, I forgot what I was even trying to say. You know, oh yeah, because people try to mask their true feelings, and in order to be able to gain, you know, like to gain from you, or to hide things, or to hide their shame and their guilt, or their insecurities, or their feelings of lack, you know, instead of wearing that openly in a way that it can be healed, you know. And that's why love is very difficult. Money is very difficult. It's become very difficult to operate in a tribal voice or in a tribal vibration or frequency where we really feel each other, you know, to a degree that we would never harm each other, because that would also be very harming for us. And we're very, very vulnerable and exposed, all of us equally, in an environment where everybody uses that tact and that skill, you know. You're naked. You don't have a fig leaf, you know. You're fully nude in the community that you live in the most appropriate ways, you know. And so it's like we can hide the things that are the most damaging aspects, the most damaging tools that we carry as human beings. We're able to hide the ferocity of that, you know. And whereas like a wild animal, when they have big sharp teeth and they got big long claws and all that shit, because they're gonna eat you. That's what it is. Pure and simple. Pure and simple. And so the human animal is very different, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna do something a little different. I got my view. I don't know if you can't really see it. Yeah, we can see it, right? Isn't that nice? I've been cleaning, you know, and I got the place just looking great. Got a lot of everything out here. I'm getting ready to try to finish it now. Because I got to finish it, you know. But today's, it's raining. I was going to work in the garden, but it's raining really hard. And so I kind of made an apple pie. And I was doing a couple videos, but I made an apple pie. It's in the oven right now. And so I'm going to sit here. I'm going to do this read. But I'm going to do a relationship read, right? Like, so I'm gonna do a read that is a love read, I guess, you know, not a love read, but a relationship read, an actual like energy read here with the other energies that we're working with, okay? And so it's like not necessarily like you know, too much of that twin flame kind of read stuff, you know. Sorry, I'm messing with my candle because they have a little thing you need to drain so it burns better, you know. Trying to get a little light in here. It might help. That's what I'm gonna do. Let there be light, right? So there we go. Hey, and so we're gonna do a read here on the other physical representations of Father and Mother God Most High that we love dearly. And so, as a person who, as a reader, right? You know, I got a big scope on these energies right here. You know, because I've been through it all. You know, I've been very exposed in relationships, and Father has removed for me all relationships. You know, not some, you know, all. And in a way that when you decide to serve God, you know, that happens sometimes, you know. I mean, it does. It really does. And so you learn to accept that as a chosen one. But going through those journeys and going through that, understanding the love aspect of it, and then also the destructive end of it, gives a reader a very broad spectrum to speak about like twin flame energies or energies that, because again, you know, like with twin flame energies or with energies that are very important in our lives, they don't always have to be a relationship. They're not always like that, you know. And if we only focus too much on like that aspect of relationship, like you know, dick and pussy, that's what I'm talking about here, right? If we make relationships funneled down to just that as being the most priority relationship or energy that we're read on or whatever, or read on for other people, it's not always the biggest priority. It's not always the most important or prominent energy, you know. And so it's like you could be placing energy on a relationship that might be like between, you know, intimate partners or whatever, but that energy that the reader could be placing onto that, what the card that the Spirit's trying to tell them, you know, that card it could be talking to them about the relationship that they have with their children, or like with their parents, or their mother, or like any of that, right? And so as a reader, you know, when I pull those energies, I have a broad spectrum of like what they mean, you know? Like, so it's like, yeah, I mean, I know I can apply in certain aspects of my life where that energy applies and how I'm feeling or what I'm thinking about. And it's going to resonate because that's how the energies work, you know. But I have like a really broad palette to choose from. Like I've had a lot of dysfunctional, not just dysfunctional, but they take everything away. So it's like with my siblings, friends, coworkers, bosses. I mean, it's the true story of like the chosen one. You know, you got to stand alone, you know. And like, just hope, I guess they say that there's one that's going to stand with you, you know. Well, I'm at that point where I'm standing alone. And you got to figure that out first, you know. And so that's why, like on my channel, I focus a lot on that energy of us. I'm really stubborn about like not being like, well, this person, or like even calling out signs. Like I'm really stubborn about not really, unless I feel that it really applies. I really don't. I really avoid it, you know, just because like there's all that karmic shit, you know, and I don't want to feed into that. And it's not why I'm here as a reader, because like, yeah, sure, you know, of course I have all my drama, you know. Who doesn't, you know? Some 47-year-old man, of course I got drama, lots of it, you know. And so but the energy and the drama that I try to process, that I worry about the most, is my own, and that's how we really develop our most powerful connection with Father, and that's why Father has really and Mother have really, put me in isolation, deep isolation. It really asked me to set myself aside as a priority for once in my life, and not be so caught up in all the other energies as an avoidant way to not necessarily work on myself, right? And so I try not to touch that energy because I try not to. I'm still probably not gonna. I'm not working it up to make this real big karmic read, okay? But we'll go ahead and we're gonna pull some cards, and I'm gonna say this is your person. That's what I'm gonna say. Your person is maybe feeling this way, and you gotta know how to place yourself in this read. But I know when it's like children and stuff like that, And so you're good hands. I ain't gonna gaslight you. I promise. I'm tired of that shit. Got me finding them though. That's one thing. That's a damn good thing. So love yourself. Right out of the gates. Bam. Before we even start this damn message, love yourself. You got to right now. It's the most important thing right now. It's the only thing right now that really truly matters, especially for us chosen ones, the highly empathic, the really super empaths. There's not a lot of us that have the feelings. There's not a lot of us. And we know that, right? We've all accepted that at this point. And in a lot of ways, for the blind out here, for the ones that we've been trying to share our paths with, and it hasn't worked, it's failed miserably. That's not because they're horrible human beings. They're just not, as aware and or sensitive as we are. So it's a lot easier to carry that sword when you don't feel as heavily as we feel, and or we've been dealing with other empaths who are on their narcissistic journey too, and they don't know how to separate that very powerful feeling from their own feelings, okay? And that's why that narcissist, empath, divine connection, divine twin flame journey or whatever is so difficult. Listen to me here. I know what I'm talking about. And so that's because in the development of the partner who is leaning towards the narcissistic runner energy, they feel you for sure. They do, but they don't understand in a way that's healthy that it's not their feelings, enough to be able to understand why you've been triggered, and that's the way it works, because and then there's that cycle of the runner chaser deal, right? And so they trigger that inside of us, that empathic, that, because we feel them feeling insecure because they feel a little bit insecure. The narcissist is insecure, they're growing on their journey as we are too, it's just that our insecurity comes out in chasing codependency, as an empath, as a super empath, because we want to feel better, and we feel that we understand and we know that we're feeling the other person, that they don't feel good, but they don't really want to talk about it because they don't understand their feelings, is what it comes down to, and we're trying to understand their feelings as well as our feelings. But what we need to realize is that they're not our feelings. It's we have to have a separation of that desire because we're healers. And so when we feel anxiety off of another individual as an insecurity, that makes us triggered to want to heal that insecurity, But that insecurity is only something that an individual can heal on their own. You have to face yourself and know yourself in a way that gives you all the confidence that you need. I mean, that's just what it is. You gotta stand as a whole ass motherfucker. And so when in that dynamic, that's where the empath, because it creates that back and forth, and it's where you're triggering. So the way that we have to do, the narcissist has to realize that they don't have to feel insecure because they feel also that we don't feel good to them. They don't feel good when they're around us because they know that we're really being open because we're super empaths. And so with us, we really practice the golden rule in all of our relationships. We really try hard, and to do that because we know we want to heal the situation. It's just that the narcissist is afraid to practice that golden rule because they can't bring it to the table because of their insecurity. And so it just triggers that insecurity. So it's like a double, it's what it is. It's an insecurity mill, and it's really hard to crack because it requires that the empath has to let go of their caring so much about how they could like help others, and the narcissist has to get away from the fact that they need to care more for others to have that feeling go away, you know. And so it's like as the empath has to let go of that desire with that energy when it's that exchange, the only way to really heal that exchange is like the empath has to step completely away from it, and you have to cut ties. Like you have to make it to where you're not triggered into that anxietal reaction because you're not getting any feedback or you're not getting anything back in that narcissistic situation where you guys have been like triggering each other, you know. And so it's like, even though that anxiety oftentimes doesn't, the narcissists are still gonna run, but have that anxiety they carry attached to you because they haven't really dealt with it. Where we're the healers, we need to use our power and our energy as a super empath to heal ourselves and eliminate that feeling inside of us that does trigger that individual, you know. And then we know at that point that our slate is clean because we've really, but like if they try to come back in a way or in a manner that triggers that again, that anxiety, that feeling in us, we have to keep that door closed. It's just what it is. I mean, and that's the truth. And so we're really, as far as the love greed goes, there's a pretty good one right there. I mean, that's what a lot of people need to hear. They need to understand that. They need to know what they're working with and accept it, that it's real, especially us right now who are on our chosen journeys, because the things are getting sorted out in the ethers, you know. And so we are getting placed. It's what it is, you know. There's a lot going on. The ethers are popping big time right now, you know. And so in order for us to get out of the bind that we're kind of in right now, because we're in a bind, and it's just astrologically speaking, that it's what it is. There's big stuff. It's popping right now, you know, especially under certain placements, especially Earth, you know, like for Earth placements and stuff and water, it's really popping. And so like if you've been going through that process, you know, it's hard. It's hard, very hard. It's very difficult, and I understand, you know, and I encourage you to not stop loving. You know, it's like you can't stop loving other people. We have to always love love all, because that's what Jesus taught. That's what we teach, you know, and that's what we believe in, and that's what we know is very real. It's the only thing that we know is real, because that's how God communicates to us, is with absolute devoted love, you know. And clarity, you know, and kindness. And so it's like, we know how God communicates with us. And so if another individual is making us feel off as a super empath, and they're not communicating with us the way God does, well, we've got to protect ourselves. I mean, it's just what it is. It's not easy, but it is just what it is, you know. And so that should give you plenty of insight with what is going on over here, because I'm a divine counterpart to somebody bigger than shit. I mean, it's just what it is, you know. Like, you don't go through what I've been going through and not be there, you know. And so it's like, you know, not that it matters, but like, yeah, I've been abstained completely for a year. I mean, I've been in celibacy. I'm at a point where I'm just kind of like, never felt the way I feel, really, because it's like, it's just been total abstinence, you know. And by choice, it's not with temptation. I mean, I don't care. I'm trying to heal a lot of stuff in my life. It doesn't have a presence in my life right now because it doesn't serve me being so alone and just with God, you know. It's like, I can't share a relationship like that with God, you know. And so it's like, you know, doing any of that other stuff like that, like watching stuff on anything like that, is a major distraction, you know, from the work that I'm trying to do on myself, you know. And it's not satisfying, and also it's like, I'm in a very intimate setting with God, you know, with Father and Mother, and so it's a little bit embarrassing, and so it's really encouraged me to clean my closet in a lot of ways there, you know. And so that's been very good. And so hopefully, if you've been struggling with stuff like that, you know, and like relationship matters and shit, you know, like, and you're kind of going through it, be strong, hold strong like that, you know. Like, if you're dealing with third-party situation or whatever, don't feel insecure because like God has you isolated or on your own, you know. It's to protect you, and you need it, you know. And like, they've let you create energies in your past, you know. You've been in plenty of those situations where you weren't protected, and you know that, like, we've been caught with our PAs down, and so just stay true to that, stay true to yourself right now, and realize that we're really coming to that end of having to really like figure ourselves out here so that we're ready for that divine connection, and we have to first establish that divine connection with God, with mother and father, with them, and then get their permission. It's like old school shit, you know what I'm saying? Like they gotta be like, yeah, go ahead, they're watching us, and so we're really taken care of, we're really protected by that, and they love us, and we're probably completely alone. I mean, the people, the divine ones out here I'm talking to, we went through the last year alone, completely alone, as far as the relationships go. It's not complicated energy for us, other than the fact that there's a lot of really intense energy for us, and like that we're trying to really process and make the right decisions over, and so that's what the OGO says, so I guess we'll see what the cards say, I wasn't gonna make this a really long one, but I have a hard time. It was pretty nice, Pretty big 12-foot door in there. I put that in there, and like put all these windows over here. So I got a lot of stained glass, It's nice. Decided to finish it with the old school plaster, sand and slate lime, Timber framing in here and stuff. I got all the materials. It's just been really hard ascending, right, you guys? You're almost there. You're almost there. Hang in there. I'll say that much, And we all kind of are members of and I'm not saying that. I don't think Rowan's going through with her partner, but Rowan over at Elder Beings Intuition, go give Rowan a word up, tell her hi, and tell her chin up. She's a warrior. We need her to stay in the fight, and she's got some people effing with her, and you can tell her energies she's been in the same fight we all have been. It's been hard, this has been a real tough end of the year and everything. 2025 was real brutal, but Rowan's a homie, and so just go over there and say, what up, Rowan? We love you. And we support you, and we're really happy to have you out here on these streets, and we hope that you and your partner are safe, and that, because they're messing with, and that your pets, and I just hope that you guys are safe. I hope that you got a good place to be, and that you're safe, and that whoever's effing with you, Joe's going to visit them in their dreams. I'll write their name on my mirror. Send me an email. Just kidding. But seriously, I know how it is out here with these vampires, man. And so anyhow, it's been crazy. 2025 has been, it's where we've had to really stand and meet ourselves, and really stand, like, in that, it's like, well, what are you, and it's like we had to really stand in that fact of that we were God.